My superpower? I can eat 145 marshmallows. Okay, today we're going to learn about Story Mountain. The Story Mountain. And that's not a ride at Disney World. It is a tool, a model we use to make stories and understand stories, okay? And it goes like this. Imagine this is your mountain, okay? This is the peak of the mountain. Here's the base of the mountain, the bottom of the mountain. At the bottom of the mountain, the Story Mountain, we have the beginning. The beginning is usually whenever we introduce the characters of the stories and the topic of the story, what the story is going to be about, okay? And then we have, in the middle right here, the rising action. At this point, a problem is usually introduced for the characters of the story. We are shown something they have to solve. Right after the introduction, in the beginning, there's the rising action, which has the problem that you need to solve for the story. Okay? And then they have the climax. The climax, this is the top of the mountain. Okay? This is the peak of the mountain. It's the most important part of the story. Okay? Or at the very least, the most exciting part of the story. This is basically your World Cup finals penalties of the story. Your last 5 minutes of the Game 7 NBA Finals, or the Super Bowl, last 5 minutes of the Super Bowl point of the story, okay? It is the most important and exciting part of the story, the climax. And then you have the resolution, which is the end of the mountain, okay? It's the part that goes down like this, okay? The resolution is the point after the climax where the problem is being solved and the theme is being learned, okay? The problem has been solved and the theme has been learned, and the story concludes, okay? It ends. An example we can use for this Story Mountain to show you how everything works is the Three Little Pigs. I'm going to show Three Little Pigs, okay? It begins at the base, okay? The Three Little Pigs are introduced. We got three pig brothers, and the topic is hard work. They go and they try to build a house, okay? And one of them builds it out of straw, another one builds it out of sticks, and another one asks, hey, don't you think that those will be easily destroyed? Don't you think we should probably work a little bit harder and make a better house? And the other two pigs say, no, what are you talking about? So the topic has been introduced. Should we work harder, okay? Should we work harder to build a better house? And the third pig starts building his own house, okay? So the characters have been introduced and the topic has been introduced. Should we work harder? Okay, and then we have rising action. Rising action point is whenever the wolf gets introduced. Okay, the guy the pig that is building his hay house is finished building his hay house, and the guy who's building a stick house is finished building a stick house, and a wolf comes, and a problem is happening. The wolf says, hey, let me into your house, to the little pig, to the first pig. And the pig says, nah, I'm not gonna let you in here, not by the hair of my chin, okay, dumb wolf. And then the wolf says, fine, I'm gonna blow your house down. And he blows his house down. So now we have a problem. This is the rising action part of the story. The problem is the wolf is gonna blow all the houses down. So the pig runs to the next house, and then he blows down that house too, okay? So now we have a huge problem. So then they run to the third house, where the third pig brother has finished building his house, and he's worked a long time on it, and he's put a lot of hard work into it to make it really sturdy, okay? And then we come to the climax, okay? This part is the most important part of the story, the most exciting part of the story. The wolf has blown down every single house, okay? And if he blows down this house, the pigs have nowhere else to go. They're gonna get eaten by this wolf. They're gonna be turned into bacon. So this house has to stand up. If this doesn't, then that means that hard work didn't matter. That means that they're gonna get eaten. So this is the climax. This is the most important part. And then he says, let me into the house. And the pigs say no. And he blows and he huffs and he puffs, but he's not able to blow the house down. So the pigs are saved. And here comes the resolution. Okay, this is the end of the story. The wolf gives up because he is defeated. He's been defeated. He can't get into the house. And the theme is taught. The topic was, should we work hard to build a better house? And the theme that's being taught at the end is that they realize we should have worked harder to build a better house, like the house that protected us by the third brother. And they learn they need to build a better house. And the story concludes with them safe in the third house and the wolf gone, and them having learned that they should work harder. And that's how Story Mountain goes. Beginning, characters are introduced, and so is the topic. Rising action, a problem is introduced that the characters have to solve. Climax, the most important part, the most exciting part of the story, the resolution. The lesson has been learned, and the story comes to a conclusion. It comes to an end. Yeah. So go identify stories that have this, that do exactly that, and stay in school.